Hello, everyone. First, thank you for watching New York NYC Learn to Drive, our channel, guys. We probably reached about 11,000 subscribers. Again, thank you for your contributions. Thank you for sharing with your friends and family. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe. Today's videos, I'm just going to cover how to check your road test after you're taking the road test for New York State DMV examiners and see how can you check your road test results. Okay, so let's take a look. Okay, what do you need to in order to check your road test results? So for example, you need your driving license number, which is the client ID numbers, as well as your date of birth. So let's look at a couple of them and then see how can I get it quickly. So I start up with the Google. I'm probably going to give you the direct link as well. Nowadays, when you after the examiner will give you anyway like a business card with the link, and you can go directly and check after 6 o'clock. Okay, so let's say I don't know the link. I'm just going to type DMV road test result. Okay, so if I look at the New York road test result, I can go. If I click on this one, it's directly going to take me to the site. So I'm probably going to use my ID numbers and the date of birth, and I should be able to see the details. Okay, I'm probably going to give you one example as well. Okay, so let's say if I don't know, and let's say I usually go to the New York State direct website, and then you go to driving license, then you go to road test results. So again, I click on here, and if I click on this, and then I see your road test results, and it's probably going to prompt you to the different tab. So it's pretty much the same link. Either you hit directly from Google here, or probably you can go to the DMV site and look for that site. There's mostly a lot of people ask those questions like, how many times can you take the road test in New York? Again, you can take as many times you want, but you probably, if you don't pass on the second try, you might have to pay $10. Guys, different driving school charge differently, but in New York State wants you to pay only $10 if you fail second time. Okay. So that's one thing. And for example, that's other mostly common asks, how can I check my driving license status online New York? You click on it, and then you use a driving ID, the client ID number, and the date of birth, and then it's probably going to give you the pass or fail, which I'm just going to show you as well. Okay. Other one is how to pass. What is the passing score for New York road test in New York? If you lost more than 30 and more, that means you automatic fail, guys. Okay, so let's put that way. And the other question a lot of people ask, they're like, hey, if I touch the curb, is it automatically fail? Yes. If you go top of the curb, it's automatically fail, because number one, you're not observing. Number one, you're not looking. Number one, you're probably not moving your shoulder properly. So if you do step by step, there's a lot of points they're probably going to take it off. That's good. Okay, how do I know if I pass in New York test? You have to check after 6 o'clock. Sometimes it might take longer because there's a lot of students in New York State. So let's try one. So let's say I click on, this is the link, is going to take you there. So let's say I click on one student and see if I pass or fail, right? So for example, let's say I put the client ID numbers. I have the dummy client ID number, so I'm just going to put it, right? I click on pass. All right, then I click on date of birth. Let's do a copy, and then I click on the date of birth. All right, so okay, let me see. So I missed the 2000. If you put a wrong date of birth, guess what? It's gonna write it out. So again, you have to fix it properly. Then it's probably gonna give you correctly. So now, as you can see, I put a wrong date of birth as well. Again, 4292-2001 is not valid. So I'm probably gonna fix it now. Others in order to see. So or others are just gonna type it 0429. Okay. Sorry, my keyboard is not working. So 0429-2001. Okay, if you put the correct date of birth, it's gonna put a logins, but however, it's not gonna validate that the client ID is associated with that date of birth. Okay, so I click on it. So if I click on it, then it's gonna take me to the next tab, which is always gonna show you your current road test date, and also the DMV ID number, and when did you take the test, and what kind of license class you are taking, and then it's going to give you view details. I click on the view details, and it's going to tell me, hey, what your DMV ID number, road test date, license, if you, what's the result? Is it pass or fail, right? Where's the site location and that who took your exam? So again, this is probably the examiner number. Of course, they're not going to give you the examiner name. They always have the examiner assign ID by the DMV, and that is probably going to say. It's very straightforward. Like if you receive more than 30 points, that means you automatically fail the road test. So in this example, this person, lost about 10, 5, 25. So it's pretty much is good. If you want to download your temporary license, if you click on that, and then it's going to give you the next step. So like, hey, do you want to print your receipt? Do you want to print your receipt? And you serve a temporary. Usually, if you do the temporary one, within your original license should be come by mail within 2 weeks. At that one, let's say if you don't receive that, you must go to the DMV office. It's prompted here. Temporary license is expire 60 days from the date of the test. So let's say if you pass today, it's from today to 60 days. And if you don't receive your photo driving license within mail within 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I'll say, then you should go to the DMV office to say, hey, what's it thing? If you click on that, it's probably going to prompt you to download your temporary license here. Okay, so I click on okay, so now I can go back. You click on view details, you should be able to see the license, view temporary license, and you should be able to download it as well. All right, so let's look at one more example for passing the road test sample. So let's look at one more example of the people who passed. So this is one more example. I was going to show you the road test date, DMV ID number, and the location, and the license class, and then you go view details. Then you click on view temporary, and it's going to prompt you the same things, temporary receipt, that if you don't get it, you go to DMV site. Let's discuss about someone who just failed on the exam. Same procedures. You're gonna see the road test date, DMV ID number, road test locations, class, and view details. This person, failed because they lost more than 30 points. So let's discuss a couple of the weakest point that this person has. So they have a problem with the parking and braking U-turns. So again, they was not probably unable to park properly. They were not watching properly. Okay, vehicles controls, poor engine control, accelerator, delay braking, poor steering control. So for example, let's say if you're hitting the gas to accelerator too hard, or if you're putting too much gas or less gas, there's a problem with that. There's a delay on braking. So for example, let's say, or probably you're hitting the brake too hard. Okay, so that's kind of like that. Poor steering control. For example, let's say you're probably not turning properly, or if you're turning too much, unnecessary, that's kind of considered as a poor steering controls. Okay, poor judgment approach on intersection. For example, let's say you probably hesitate to turn with the right or left turn, and you're probably not sure if it's the right time to turn and stuff like that, or probably you're turning with the speed, or you probably turn short or wide. Those are the example of it. Okay, turning right, as I said, sometimes you probably turn wide, it might take 5 points. Lane markings, for example, let's say you're probably crossing that yellow line or the solid white line that when you're getting in on a left short. So for example, let's say you turn, you probably must do a L-shaped turn, not like too short or too wide turn. Okay, that's kind of like that. So again, this is kind of like a fail one example. I'm just going to give you one quickly, another one, so then you can see the variety of it. Probably not going to go on the top details. So let's look at why this person failed. Number one, driving in traffic. For example, let's say this person is kind of like, they just didn't look properly, they're just going in, failed to anticipate in that. Okay, poor judgment in traffic. So like person doesn't know what to do on the traffic, probably sometimes you have to go around. Let's say if it's a double park, you should put a signal, then go around the person. Number one is too slow. If you got into the let's say if you pull out and if you don't drive properly, let's say your speed is below 20 on your speed limit is 25, so they're not gonna like that, right? So you have to drive a decent speed. Okay, fail to yell right away. So for example, let's say if you're making a left turn and someone is coming from oncoming traffic, they have more right away. So something like that. Okay, when changing a lane, fails, right? So for example, let's say when you're changing a lane from the right to left or left to right, you probably didn't observe it properly, so that's kind of like that. Sometimes drivers probably want to cross the yellow line, but again, you probably have to slow down and slow down. Those kind of actions, they're kind of the okay. Leaving the car not looking in blind spot, like we always use the format like gear, signal, wheel, look mirror, and look back. So probably if you didn't look back properly, that's considered as a check blind spot, and that's why they took 5 points. I think I described a couple of them things here prior. But again, the main thing I just want to pick out here, automatic fail category is, for example, so when the examiner has to apply the brakes, guys. Okay, so as soon as when examiner is touching your wheels that you're not turning properly, or when they're hitting that brake for any other reasons, so that means that's kind of like automatic fail, guys. Okay, you got to be very careful when you're driving, but make sure you do what you're supposed to do, and just and get the pass, guys. If you fail, try to take it as soon as possible, so then you don't forget driving, and hopefully you'll pass on the next time, guys. Good luck. Thank you for watching NYC Learn to Drive channel, guys. Please don't forget to subscribe, and please put your comments, and please share with friends and family. Thank you very much.